One hot summer day in 2013, in the heart of Nicosia, I was attending an entrepreneurship event. The aim of the event was to help aspiring entrepreneurs to build their startup and pitch their idea in front of judges. You see, my dream was always to start my own business. I remember myself at the university while taking exams, posing and dreaming of being a director, of giving presentations and building businesses. The dream usually lasted a few minutes. The voice of the examiner was interrupting my imagination, forcing me back to the harsh reality. The event, that hot summer day in 2013, was my opportunity to realize my dream. I remember seeing people pitching their ideas, and I felt a strong urge to be on that stage to pitch my idea about a crowdfunding platform. However, something within was stopping me from realizing my dream. That little voice inside the head that tells you that you are not good enough, that you don't have the experience, or that you forget your words and become embarrassed. That little voice stopped me from pursuing my dream that day. Fellow Toastmasters and dear guests, how many times did you allow your own limitations and fears to stop you from pursuing your dreams? I remember that day, I felt that I had to overcome my own limitations. I decided to take the first step, and I joined Toastmasters. And believe me, it was not an easy task to do. I remember I had to convince my inner limiting voice not to quit for the first 2 years. That voice was telling me that it is possible to be perfect. It is very difficult to master a language, and it is even more difficult to master your second language and deliver speeches. 5 entrepreneurship awards, several public speeches, and 3 startups later, I'm standing today in front of you as the president of this club to tell you that impossible is nothing. And if you can feel it and see it, it means you can achieve it. I have read a lot of books and online articles about leadership, and by performing a simple Google search, you can find 299 results on how to become a leader. My personal opinion is that leadership cannot be learned by reading books. Leadership can only be learned by doing. And following, I will mention some traits that, through my research and personal experience, I believe are necessary when you are leading your life, your team, your company. First is vision. According to the Harvard Business Review, vision is an essential means for focusing attention on what matters most. What kind of leader you wish to be. A useful vision has to be rooted in your past, address the future, and deal with today's realities. A very clear company vision is Apple's iPhone first advertisement. They stated that they reinvent the phone, and that's exactly what they did. Second, what's your why? A few months ago, Toastmaster Aline told me about a TED speaker who talks about the why in life, what motivates leaders to act. The Golden Circle was created by Simon Sinek, and it explains why some organizations or leaders are able to inspire where others aren't. All people and organizations on this planet know what they are doing. These are the products they sell or the services they offer. Some people and organizations know how they do it, what differentiates them from the competition. But very few people and organizations know why they do it. Why means, what's your purpose? My purpose was to pitch my startup in front of investors, to give presentations. That's why I joined Crusaders. It was very difficult in the beginning. It was hard. But now looking backwards, I realized that my why was greater than any fears or limitations I had. And now you have to ask, what's your why in this life? Why are you here today? Third, failure and perseverance. When Rowling was writing Harry Potter, she was bankrupt, divorced, and on welfare. After several attempts to publish a manuscript, finally she found a publisher to publish it. However, he told her that if she wants to make money from this, she needs to find an extra income because there's no money in children's books. Today, Harry Potter series is a huge success. Rowling is a millionaire, a leader, and she speaks on topics about leadership. She's an authority in her domain because she persevered. Fourth, to pivot. When I realized that 2 of my startups will probably fail because of financial difficulties and other external factors, I was devastated. But I didn't give up. At those cold winter nights in my bedroom, it was only me, my laptop, and my imagination. And I decided to pivot. I found the next available opportunity, and I started working on it. During an entrepreneurship event I participated several years ago, one of the mentors who was from the States gave us 2 important pieces of advice. When I told him that I want to win this competition, he told me, do you want to win a beauty competition or do you want to build a real business? And his second advice was, if you want to win the competition, you need to get out of the building, meet potential customers, and start selling. And that's exactly how you lead your life like an entrepreneur. You need to get out of this building and start doing things. The meeting we have today is a simulated environment. This is not real life. Life outside has difficulties. We need to overcome our personal barriers. Fellow Toastmasters and dear guests, if that little voice inside your head tells you that you can't do something, please remember, what's your why? Stick to your vision. And if you fall, stand up and pivot. That's how leaders are made.